Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we are here. It has been 1 year since I posted my first video on YouTube. And what a year it has been. So many changes in our lives, as you know, evidenced by the disaster that is behind me. My apologies that it even looks more disastrous than normal, but we are actually moving today from this side of the co-op to the other side. So everything is in disarray, but I needed to film this video and I want to get it up for you guys. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, I thank every single one of you who has ever liked a video, commented on a video, watched my videos, subscribed to my channel. It really all does mean the world to me. I started this channel because I had no one in my life to share my love of beautiful things. And through this channel, I have found so many wonderful connections. I've met some of you in person, which is amazing. And like I said, I cannot thank you enough. I'm looking forward to whatever, you know, the next year brings, but I just wanted to celebrate this milestone of my first year on YouTube. And if you're new here, my name is Lisa and I love to do videos on luxury handbags, shoes, ready to wear. I love to do some styling videos, and I do those things from the perspective of someone who is in the middle of her life, as well as someone who is mid-size. So if that sounds interesting to you, come join us here. Click that subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. So today we are doing a Q&A. So I put out a post on my community tab as well as on Instagram and asked you, what questions do you have for me? So a lot of these are sort of YouTube related. There are a couple of maybe more personal ones thrown in there too, but the majority is about YouTube. So I'm happy to share any of that information with you. The first question is from Kat at Forever Rosebud. Kat has been a longtime viewer of the channel. She comments on all of my videos, which I really, really appreciate. So Kat says, "Hi Lisa, congratulations on this great milestone. My question is quite basic." She says sorry. There's no sorry needed, Kat. "But born from genuine curiosity. Knowing what you know now, would you have done anything different?" No, I don't think that I would really do anything differently. Maybe I might not have taken on Vlogmas, or as I call it, Vlog-A-Day, you know, only like 4 months into my YouTube journey. That was a lot, especially given like the situation that we were in. We had just, you know, moved from our home into that temporary housing apartment in Kansas City before we moved here. So it was just a lot going on at that time, but it was so much fun. And I loved doing, you know, the little advent calendars with Hannah was so fun every night. And even though it was a lot, it really got me into like a real rhythm of editing and, you know, knowing what I liked, what I didn't like. So it probably really honed, like I said, my editing skills, which was probably pretty good, and just sort of like trial by fire, because you when you're posting a video every single day and you don't really film like that far in advance. I mean, I think I maybe had like a couple videos, so I was like maybe 1 or 2 days ahead in my, you know, filming. But it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot to do. So maybe I wouldn't have chosen to do that so quickly, but you know, like I said, it served a purpose and I enjoyed doing it. So I'm sure I will do Vlogmas or Vlog-A-Day again this year, but I'm not sure that I would really change a thing. Next question from Grayson4729. What is your dream handbag? I don't know that I really have a dream handbag. Probably before my dream handbag would have been my Birkin 30 in black Togo that I got from Paris. So maybe I already have my dream handbag, but I tend to like more seasonal, like of the moment type pieces. I think I have kind of most of the classics that I would want. So I guess my point is that I'm not sure I even know what that would be, because it would be something that would probably just present itself in the moment that I would just think is amazing. The one thing that I can think of that might be sort of on the dream side is that I don't own any bags in any exotic leathers. So that is something that interests me. I've seen some beautiful ostrich peekaboos lately, and I've never really been a big fan of ostrich, but some of these colors that Bendy has come out with in the peekaboos have just been beautiful in the ostrich leather. So yeah, I guess my answer would probably be something in an exotic. Next question is from Jackie at Jack's Bag Attack, and I will have her channel linked below. Just FYI, if I have a question from a fellow creator, I will, and obviously I'm going to mention them, I will certainly have their channel linked below, so please check out Jackie. Since starting YouTube, what is a new brand you discovered because of this community? So obviously I've been a part of this community as a viewer for a really long time. I mean, for example, I've been watching Minnie at Minx for All for probably 10 plus years, a long time. Not maybe quite as long as she's been on YouTube, but pretty darn close. So I've certainly learned along the way, but I guess the one brand that I can think of that I've learned of and purchased from since starting my channel and doing this is Brandon Blackwood. And I probably blame that on Caleb from Caleb Snell, again, linked below. It's all his fault. He unboxed the same bag, and I'm blanking right now on the name of the bag. And then I went down that rabbit hole that you tend to do when you are investigating a new bag on YouTube, and watched a ton of different videos on Brandon Blackwood, and then made my purchase. So yeah, I think that's probably the one that comes to mind is Brandon Blackwood. My next question is from Irina Holtermond. I think that's how you say that, 6027. She says, amazing, congratulations. Thank you. My questions, do you have any hobbies, parentheses outside YouTube, and how do you like to spend your free time? So I used to have other hobbies. Like when the older kids were growing up, I was hugely into scrapbooking, and then a little bit more recently, I was really into planners. So definitely more of like a hands-on kind of, you know, design and elements and things like that. When the twins were born, I kind of gave up on the scrapbooking. It was like, you know, I had 4 kids then, and it was a lot. So now I would say my hobby is YouTube. My husband would probably say it's shopping, which wouldn't maybe be a lie, but yeah, I guess shopping has always been a hobby, hence the reason why I have this channel. But as far as what I like to do out, you know, on my free time, I love to explore the city. Obviously, that's been amazing being here, and just really hanging out with my kids and David. You know, I'm hoping that Nick is going to continue to play baseball since, you know, now that we live here, we're talking with him about, you know, whether he wants to play baseball for the high school team or not. But I've always loved that. I really get a lot of joy of watching my kids do their activities. So, you know, they all played kind of some forms of sports, but both boys, like I said, played baseball. And I just really enjoy, you know, sitting in the bleachers with the other parents and watching them both play. So yeah, I would say I other than kind of what I do for YouTube, it's just spending time with family. My next question is from Abigail R995. She asks, did you have any expectations of what might happen before/while starting your channel? And second question, are you pleased with how it's going 1 year on? I don't really think I had any expectations. If I had any expectations, it probably would be like, I just hope somebody watches. You know, it's kind of daunting starting a new channel. And I think back to, you know, when maybe I only had 100 views on a video, or maybe I had 2 comments at the most, and one of those was, you know, from Nick or something. And yeah, I mean, just to see how it's progressed. So I guess sort of to kind of combine the questions, I'm thrilled with how the first year has gone. I saw a statistic we were talking about when I hit 2,000 subscribers. When I mean I mean the family. And I think I Googled like, what's the average time to hit 1,000 subscribers, which, you know, is when you get monetized on YouTube. And like the average time to hit 1,000 subscribers was well over a year. In fact, it might've been even over 2 years. I apologize that I don't have that stat, but I'm doing this like live. I haven't looked at these questions. The fact that I've hit 2,000 subscribers within a year just blows my mind. So yeah, I don't think I had any expectations on how quickly I would grow. I think I had a goal that I really would like to have hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 1 year. So again, the fact that I hit 2,000 is fantastic. But yeah, I guess my only expectation was that I wanted people to enjoy my channel and for me to enjoy sharing my love of these things with you all. So yeah, I feel pretty successful in that endeavor. Next question is from JustJoe6305. When did your love of handbags start? What was your first luxury brand bag? Do you still have it? So when did my I've always loved handbags, and David will tell you that. In fact, funny little story. I shopped, and I still do shop a lot at Nordstrom, but Nordstrom was like, when it first came to Kansas City, it was obviously a huge deal. And so I shopped a lot, and David and I were walking through Nordstrom into the mall one day, and the manager of the handbag department saw me as we were walking through. I wasn't stopping to shop or anything, but she saw me out of the corner of her eye or whatever and was like, "Hey, Lisa." And David looked at me and he was like, "How does she know your name?" I was just like, "Oh, you know, I don't know." So yeah, and that's been, like I said, I've been shopping at Nordstrom since like 2006 or something. So I would say it's been a good probably 20 years or so that I've loved handbags, but I didn't really start buying luxury handbags until probably 10 to 12 years ago. And to answer your question, the first designer bag that I ever purchased was a Louis Vuitton Artsy, and I love that bag, and I do kind of regret now selling it. I think it kind of became what I thought maybe a little dated after a while, and so, you know, I ended up selling it, but I think it's such a great bag, and I'm such a big bag girl. So I think I've mentioned this before, maybe again in another Q&A video, that yeah, that I kind of regret selling that Artsy. So I'll have to maybe look at bringing that back into my collection. But yeah, Artsy was my first bag and I loved it. Now I am moving on to the Instagram questions. The first one is, I'm your camera girl. And her question is, was it hard to get started? I don't think it's hard to get started from like equipment or like to actually do it, right? All you really need, and what I still film on, is my phone. So, you know, if you've got a little tripod, or frankly, you don't even need a tripod. You could probably just prop up some books on a shelf and give it a go. So, you know, you don't really need much to start. So from that standpoint, no. What's hard is getting up the courage to do it. And I've been wanting to do this for years. So to answer your question from that perspective, yes, it was hard to get started. I've always been into theater and performing, and so it seems kind of like a natural progression then to do my own channel. But you risk a lot when you put yourself out on social media. You not only open yourself up to potential criticism and negative comments and things, but you know, it can be hard on your ego when you, especially when you start, you know, you make videos and really nobody's watching. And, you know, even now I have videos that, you know, don't perform as well as some others, or it seems like, you know, I'm getting tons and tons of views on quite a few videos, and then all of a sudden you have one that just like, you know, tanks and you don't really have an explanation as to why. But I would say the hardest part about getting started is just the courage to do it. Next question is from Mrs. Kelly Spicer. Have you ever been recognized while shopping or just walking down the street? Oh, Kelly, what a sweet question. No, I have not. But again, I don't know that I have a big enough channel to warrant anybody recognizing me walking down the street. I've had, like I said, the amazing pleasure of meeting a few of you in person, and that has been honestly the highlight of my year, probably. No, I have not been recognized. That would be amazing. And please, if for some bizarre reason you happen to see me on the street, please come up to me and say hi. I would be thrilled. That would honestly, again, be the highlight of my second year if that happened. MWade_Lux asks, what are your YouTube goals? Do you plan to turn it into a career? My YouTube goals are really just simple: to keep doing what I'm doing, to make videos that you all enjoy and connect with, and, you know, I guess to continue to grow, certainly. I mean, I obviously would love to see my subscriber count grow, to get my views to grow. That honestly is more important to me than subscribers. You know, the more people watching my video, the more people giving it a thumbs up, you know, that says you like the video, the more people to engage with my videos. Again, it really shows that you guys enjoy the content. As far as making it a career, I don't know. I mean, in an ideal world, that would be amazing. A lot of pressure though. And, you know, I've talked to some other people about this, about like, you know, when you make that shift. And, you know, I know some people sort of look at it as, okay, well, once I'm making as much money on my YouTube channel as I make in my, you know, normal 9-to-5 career, then I would switch. But then my brain says, well, if you're making as much as you are in your regular career, you're now doubling your income, which means you have a lot more disposable income to spend on handbags. So there's my dilemma. Like, why would I want to give up that, like I said, basically double income, which I can then spend on things that I love? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if it got to a point where, yes, I was making enough money and it was taking up so much of my time that I didn't think I could balance both my career and YouTube at the same time, then I guess maybe I would look at converting. But I don't know that I see that in my future. I just, you know, never say never, but I don't know that it's really my goal at the moment. So I had a couple people ask this next question, again from MWade_Lux, and also Deb from Wild Unfiltered. So again, I will have Deb's channel linked below. And it was basically, was YouTube what you expected it to be? It is a lot harder than I expected it to be. And by harder, I mean, you really have no idea what goes into making a video and getting it up on YouTube until you really start doing it. And even though I had watched a ton of videos that talked about that aspect of it, it takes a lot of time. There's the planning aspect, there's the filming aspect, there's the editing aspect, and then there's the whole process of getting it uploaded into YouTube and doing your description box. And, you know, now that I'm trying to like link things for people, which generally are not affiliate links, but, you know, people have been asking about, you know, oh, where did you get that or whatever. And so now I'm trying to include those in the description box. That all takes a lot of time. So again, even though I had watched videos that talked about that, you do not realize the amount of time that goes into one single video until you actually do it. And especially in the beginning, when, you know, if you've never edited before, like I had never edited videos before, so you're like learning that at the same time. It just takes a lot of time. And that's probably the one thing that, even though I thought I knew what to expect, I really didn't. Shell_QIHAO, Kiha, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that, says, do you prefer to stick to one specific genre of clothing / brand or try different styles? I would definitely say I am not like this is my style. I can wear a lot of like very classic black and white monochromatic kind of looks, but then you'll also find me in a really fun print with a moto jacket and jeans and, like biker boots. And so, yeah, I think I kind of run the gamut in my style, which I think kind of shows in my bags as well, right? I have some very classic pieces like the Celine Triumph bag that I unboxed recently, which to me is, more of that kind of quiet luxury, more of a classic style and handbag, to my Fendi mohair baguette, which most people would never buy in a million years. So yeah, I don't think I have like a specific style that like absolutely says this is Lisa. I enjoy, like I said, the full spectrum. And as far as brands, yeah, I mean, I can just as easily buy from H&M as I can from, Fendi or Louis Vuitton. So I would say, definitely scaled much more heavily towards, the H&M or contemporary brand, things like that. But yeah, I'm not like loyal to any specific brand when it comes to clothing. Koana's Style, who also comments very frequently on my videos, so thank you so much for that, asks, are there any topics you would like to discuss other than what you are currently sharing? So I think I have actually started to do that. And when I say that, it's the Luxe Lessons with Lisa, or whatever I titled that sort of series, where I've been commenting on some other YouTube videos that, I'm just watching on my own accord that I find interesting, and that as I'm watching it, I'm finding myself have a perspective on. And sometimes it's, I don't agree with the creator. Some of it is, I really agree, and let me add on also some other things that I think of on that topic. So I think I'm sort of using that series as touching on some of those. Maybe, I mean, they're still generally in the luxury, beautiful things space, but a little bit different than just, here's another unboxing, or how do I style my bags, or what are my favorite 5 crossbody bags, those kind of things. So I think that kind of takes me a little bit in a different direction. As far as like branching out into a different niche, or if that's maybe more of the question, I'm not sure that I have anything in general. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna become a cooking channel or anything like that. Again, I would like to do, and I think you've seen me do this, a little more emphasis on some styling videos. I have a Abercrombie jeans try-on video that'll be coming soon, where I ordered a bazillion pairs of jeans from Abercrombie to try on, a middle of her life mid-sized body, which hopefully will be interesting to some of you. So I would like to do maybe a little more of that. But yeah, no, right now I'm super happy with the direction of my channel and the engagement and the types of videos that I've been putting out. So we actually have a couple questions from Koana's Style. The next one is, how do your husband and children feel about the channel? They are so supportive, and I mean, obviously you see them on my videos, so they generally don't have issues. Sometimes Jack, when he's here, because he hasn't really been around it, he was like, really, are you filming again kind of thing. But in general, they're all great sports, and they've loved being part of the vlog, especially when we've been doing our pizza tours and things like that. So yeah, I think they all think it's great. They've been so proud of me, and I really appreciate, like I said, their support in doing this, and the fact that, they're my cheerleaders, and, just continue to encourage me to do this. And obviously it takes time away from them, and I appreciate that they allow me the flexibility to do that. They have fun, they like being on it, and they give me the flexibility and the time to do so. So yeah, they're super supportive. And her last question, what surprises you most about the YouTube community? I don't know. Like I said, I've been watching YouTube for well over 10 years. So I feel like I've seen it all. I mean, you know, I used to be really into the makeup community and there was that whole drama. The one thing that still continues to surprise me are the people that leave negative comments about like people's appearance, or maybe about the way how somebody speaks, or I don't know. It just, there's no reason for that. There's no purpose for it. Like, what do you expect the person to do about it? I mean, if it's like constructive criticism, like, hey, your camera seems out of focus, or the audio wasn't clear, or something like that, that is constructive, that then maybe the creator could do something about. But, you know, I remember watching this one beauty YouTuber, and, you know, she was talking about, you know, there was this person who would comment about, she had like one crooked tooth or something, and they're like, you know, you really need to get that fixed. Like, I'm sorry, but just, if you know that old adage that your mother taught you, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It really applies here. Like I said, unless it's something constructive, or if you want to disagree with somebody's perspective and you discuss it in a polite manner, then that's fine. I have no problem with somebody who, you know, wants to challenge me on something, or, you know, like I said, take a different perspective on something that I've said. But I guess, yeah, that never ceases to surprise me, or I don't understand people that hide behind their keyboard and leave negative, nasty, ugly comments on people's channels. And it just makes no sense to me. Okay, sorry, I think my position has changed a little bit because, as you can see, the bed is now gone. We're in the process, like I said, of moving, so sorry, I might be a little flushed, a little glowing from moving some things. But anyway, I need to finish filming this video. The next question, and there are two questions from Taylor.Elcoury, I think is how you pronounce it. Do you ever feel unsafe taking luxury items out with you? First, let me talk about Kansas City. Kansas City, absolutely not. When I went out, I was in my car generally. We lived in the suburbs. It was very, very safe. Absolutely had no issues taking my items with me. And I will say, even being here in New York City, I don't really have any concerns taking things out here. There are probably some areas that I wouldn't go and take luxury items, but I'm probably not going to those areas regardless. So yeah, I wouldn't take myself, nor would I take my luxury items with me. No, I've never really felt unsafe. Even sometimes when the subways get really, really crowded, I just make sure that my bag is zipped up or closed, and, again, is being held very closely to my body, that kind of thing, which is why I really do love crossbodies, especially in the city. So I guess, yeah, in general, I would say no, I don't generally feel unsafe taking my items out. And her second question is, will New York City be your long-term home? For whatever I can see into the future right now, yes. I mean, we really like it here. I don't foresee moving anywhere, certainly in the next 10, 15 years. I will say, I'm not sure that I would want to live here when I am, like, in what I deem, in my mind, for me, not for anybody else, but for me, as like elderly. It is a city that's harder to get around, right? I mean, you have to generally walk to go get your groceries and carry them back with you. Now, obviously, there are lots of ways you can get around that, right? You can do Instacart, you can, have things delivered, you can order on Amazon, whatever the case is. You could certainly get things that you need delivered to you. I guess I'm just a little too cheap for that, but maybe when I'm elderly, I will feel, more inclined to do so. but just physically even getting around in the city, because like I said, you're generally either walking someplace or taking public transportation, again, because I'm cheap in that regards and I don't really like to take Ubers because the subway can get me basically anywhere, or the bus, anywhere I need to go with a combination of walking. So yeah, I would certainly see, like I said, for the next probably 10 to 15 years that we would be here. Where we would go after that, I don't know. I guess maybe part of it depends on where our children end up. If they end up someplace close-ish together, I don't know. I mean, obviously that presents a problem because we have 4 children, and obviously they could end up in 4 completely different parts of the country, but I would think that maybe I might want to be near them as I get into my more golden years. So, you know, I can be near my grandchildren if I have them, if I'm lucky enough, and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, I would say for the next 10 to 15 years, I think we'll be here. And a couple of things from Deb at Wild Unfiltered. I mentioned her already, so like I said, she'll be linked below. One of hers was kind of a duplicate question about, is it what I thought it would be? But her next question, well, first she just said, congrats, so proud of you. Thanks, Deb. But her question is, what's your plan for this year? So I don't know that if I have any like really big plans. I will say that my next goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers. I think I need to look back on like my planner and like kind of the goals I set out for the year. And I feel like maybe I had 3,000 as my goal for the end of the year. So that may be a little tough. So if you guys can help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out a lot. So that's one goal, is, you know, getting to that next milestone. I'd definitely like to do some more collaborations, just like kind of how you and I did, or, you know, I did a collaboration with Dale. So I would love to collaborate with some other content creators. I think that would be amazing. I would love to do like a collab or like a vlog with some other creators that are obviously in the area. I guess I kind of did that with Jamie when she was here for World of Fendi, but I would love to do that. I definitely would love to do some other brand partnerships if they make sense for my channel and it's something that I like, which then would make me think that you all would enjoy the product as well. Certainly brands that I would love to work with. So I guess that would probably be my next goal, is to try to work on doing some partnerships with brands, for example, Nordstrom, that I have a very large affinity for, and something that I have, you know, a brand that I have been shopping with forever and ever and ever, that I would love to partner with because I'm already shopping there. You guys know my love of Nordstrom, so that would be great. I would love to work with some of the other department stores here too. If, you know, Bergdorf's wanted to work with me, or Saks wanted to do kind of some partnership. Again, you guys, I am like thinking like those things will never happen anytime soon. I can't imagine. I know you're supposed to manifest these things, you guys, but I need to do like a vision board. Maybe I'll do that for 2024. I'll do a vision board. But yeah, I would say more collabs and perhaps some more brand partnerships if they make sense, and getting to that 3,000 subscriber mark. Ultimately, like my kind of like long-ish term goal would be 5,000 subscribers. So that, if I had to guess, might be like kind of my goal for the end of, like maybe by the end of my second year. We'll see how that pans out, but those are my plans. And finally, our last 3 questions are, or groups of questions, I should say, are from The Thick Titan. I think that's how you say that. So the first one, do you ever look back and watch your first videos? No. I think I would cringe if I went back and watched like those Birkin videos, or yeah, any of my earlier ones. I'm sure that I would just like rather die than watch those videos. So no, I have not watched those videos. Her next set of questions, do you edit your own videos? If so, do you enjoy the process? Yes, I edit my own videos. Right now, I am using just iMovie because I'm shooting on my iPhone. I have had as a perpetual goal for like the last 6 months to take some courses on Skillshare on like some other photo editing software, like maybe Photoshop or Final Cut Pro, something like that. Because I do feel a little limited when I'm using iMovie. They're just, especially when it comes to like titles and things like that, and transitions, and just like where you place things like on the screen, like if I'm doing cutaways or something, or B-roll, like how I can insert it, it just feels a little bit limiting. And I watch like other people's videos who are clearly using some other form of software, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. So yeah, like I said, that has been on my like sort of to-do list in order to kind of, you know, get some further education, learn more skills, that kind of thing, is to take some Skillshare courses. So not sponsored at all. Do I enjoy it? I do, for the most part. Yeah, it's kind of fun, and you definitely get into a rhythm of it. I mean, I'm not to say that I can edit super fast, like I'm not like, you know, done in 10 minutes kind of thing, but you definitely get used to like your own speech pattern and know where you want to cut things out. But yeah, I do enjoy it, and it keeps your mind fresh. I like engaging with it in that way. And the final question from the Thick Titan is, have you broken even between YouTube expenses and YouTube income? Well, that's an interesting question. I guess if you think about like what I have spent on actual equipment or subscription. So for example, I pay for the pro version of Canva. So I think that's like $12 a month or something like that. I don't even remember. But if you take those things into account, probably I've broken even. If you consider that, you know, I can like count some of the things I buy as, you know, contributing to my channel. Not that I'm not saying I don't buy things for content, but you can, under the tax like provisions, count certain percentages of things, whatever. If I look at it that way, heck no. No, absolutely not. Let's just put it this way. I'm not like making money here, okay? This is, especially like I said, if you take into account the amount of time that it takes to plan a video, film a video, edit a video, upload a video, all those steps, yeah, I'm not making any money. So from that perspective, no, I have not broken even. But from like I said, anyway, I'm just rambling now. So yeah, I don't know, maybe, yes, I guess, sort of. So that's it. Those were my questions. I apologize for the people that might have put ones on my Instagram story. I didn't do a very good job of keeping track of when the story was supposed to end. And so I may have missed a couple that I didn't capture because I had taken screenshots like a few hours probably before it ended. You know, they only stay for 24 hours, and then I can't see the responses after the story expires. So I apologize if I missed any of your questions. Definitely, you know, hang on to them. Let me know in the next Q&A. Let me know if you guys want to do more of a frequent Q&A, and it doesn't have to be about YouTube, you guys. I mean, I think maybe because I put it was my 1-year YouTube anniversary that people thought they should be more skewed towards YouTube. But any questions that you guys have, whether it's about, you know, certain fashion houses or me personally or whatever the case is, feel free to ask them. If I don't feel comfortable answering them, I will let you know. But anyway, so let me know in the comments below if you'd like to do these on a little more frequent basis than just sort of anniversary type Q&As. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a part of this community. It honestly gives me so much joy to read your comments, respond to your comments, have, you know, dialogue back and forth, DMs on Instagram. Some of you, you know, even we have our personal cell phone numbers, so we text now. And it just, like I said, that is the biggest accomplishment that I could ever ask for when it comes to this channel right now. So thank you again for that. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. As we say, it does help the YouTube algorithm. And I would love it if you would join us by clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.